Welcome back to Any Recapped. Today we will cover part 2 of Charlotte. Make sure to subscribe to Any Recapped and hit the bell icon to be the first one to watch our new recaps. Let's begin. Yu is admitted to the hospital after the incident. He wakes up and instantly asks the doctor about Ayumi's condition. The doctors reveal that Ayumi has passed away, which destroys Yu. The detective then interrogates the grief-stricken Yu, but Yu pays no heed to what's happening around him. After attending Ayumi's funeral, Yu locks himself in his apartment, cutting himself from the outside world. He just sits in front of the tea while eating cuppo noodles, living a sedentary lifestyle. One day, Yusa and Jojiro visited his apartment, but Yu refuses to let them in. Yusa also made some cream stew for Yu, which he also denies and goes back to his room. Misa then takes over the body of Yusa and orders Jojiro to break the door, but Jojiro reveals that he is not powerful enough to do so. Afterward, the pair just leave. Sometime later, Yumi also comes to talk with Yu to help him as he helped her in the past. She goes to his room and is shocked by the number of cups scattered around the floor. Yumi wants to take Yu out of his house to help him, but Yu denies, saying that he thought that she came to run errands for him. Misa tells him that his mental condition will just worsen if he lives like this. Yu is angered by this, which makes Yumi upset and leaves the apartment. Sometime later, government agents come to his apartment, which Yu easily defeats and then runs away to the city. He goes to a manga cafe and lives a dull life, eating the same things and doing the same things over and over again. As time progressed, Yu rose to be more violent and unstable and starts beating up people and fighting gangs. One day he decides to do drugs but is stopped by Nao, who reveals that she has been with Yu all this time using her ability. Nao tells Yu that she will let him go if he only takes one bit of the dish she will make. She takes him to her house and proceeds to make omelette rice. As Yu took the first bite, he realizes that it tastes the same as Ayumi. Nao pulls out his mother's dairy and says that she made the rice according to the dairy. Yu then agrees to come back to the school and return to the student council. Yu says goodbye to a roomie while looking at her picture whilst he prepares to leave for his school. In the school, he is welcomed by Jojiro and Yusa. The whole class is jealous of Yu as Yusa treats him so nicely. She then gives Yu a magic spell of being alright. Yusa then reveals to the class that her new music video is coming soon. Jojiro then takes Yu to the cafeteria and treats him with a dish to express his care when they suddenly get a call from the student council. There now reveals that she has gathered everyone there to watch the music video of Yusa. After the video is over, Nao gives Yusa a perfect 100 score. Nao then shows the tickets of a post-rock band named Jine to the group and invites any one of them to come with her as she has 2 tickets. As Yusa and Jojiro deny the offer, Yu agrees to go with her to the concert. The scene then shifts to Yu walking at the side of the road when she witnesses a blind woman named Sala Shane. She asks him about a place where she can eat modern yaki, to which Yu says that she might be talking about okonomiyaki with noodles in it. He takes her to a restaurant where the waiter asks if she wants to cook the noodles, but Yu says that she is blind. The waiter gets shocked and reveals that she is the lead vocalist of Jind. They go outside where Sala reveals that something bad has happened to Yu based on his breathing, to which Yu agrees and tells her all about it. They go to Yu's sister's grave and pray for her. He takes Sala to his apartment where he wants her to meet with a fan. He then calls Nao and tells her that Sala is at his apartment and that if she wants to, she can come to meet her. Nao denies the opportunity. Yu and Sala then go to Nao's mad brother Kazuki to help him, as he was once Sala's fan. As they arrive at his room in the hospital, they see Kazuki screaming and tearing a pillow apart, but when Sala starts singing, Kazuki calms down and regains some of his memories. Nao later calls Yu to thank him for helping his brother. In the end, Sala goes away and Yu receives a call from Nao to remind him of the concert. Yu tries different outfits and wonders why he is getting so agitated over his outfit before finally settling on a simple outfit. He goes to Nao to meet her. Nao wants to go to the merchandise area to get a highly functional smartphone case. Nao finally gets the phone case, but they had to stand in a long queue. Afterward, they go to the concert area where Sala is singing a soulful song. Sala then starts playing her song Trigger, which makes Yu feel that he has heard the song somewhere before. He starts to get visions before he screams and collapses. He experiences life in a parallel world where he, Ayumi, and other people with abilities are held in a research institution. They go to D Block for lunch, where Yu tells Ayumi that his brother is being held in confinement because of his time leap ability. Yu also reveals that his true ability is plunder, with which he can steal someone's ability. He is then approached by Kumagami, whose nickname is Pooh. Pooh devises a plan for them to rescue his big brother Shunsuk. Meanwhile, Shunsuk's friends Maidamare, Madoki, and Shichino wonder if Yu will be able to succeed. Ayumi is then taken by the guards while Yu gets tasered and unconscious. He wakes up and realizes that all of the D blocks have been shut down because of Ayumi's ability to collapse. A scientist named Satsumiuchi helps Yu escape from his cell and urges him to use his plunder. Yu then takes the telepathic ability and begins communicating with others. While running from the guards, he comes across Shichino and tells him to take his ability to travel through walls. Yu takes it while Shichino is killed by the guards. He finally reaches his brother Shinsuke and rescues him, who then uses his ability to time leap to send them into the past. Yu wakes up in the hospital with Nao on his side when Pooh visits them and reveals that he can locate strong ability wielders. Nao and others also know about their true ability of Yu. Nao also reveals that Shinsuke was the one who saved her and provided a path for Nao to walk on. Pooh then takes Yu and Nao to their secret facility where they meet a blind Shinsuke. Yu demands Shinsuke tell him the whole story, to which Shinsuke agrees. Shinsuke begins to tell his story after he uses the time leap. He wakes up in his room and realizes that it will be 3 years from the current time before they get captured. Shinsuke meets Pooh, who approaches Shinsuke using his ability. Shinsuke is happy to see him, but Pooh doesn't know him. He explains the whole time leap situation to Pooh, who then takes him to his house where Shichino, Madoki, and Maidamari are staying. They don't believe Shinsuke at first, but he reveals all of their abilities with their drawbacks, which manages to convince them. As the time for his capture comes near, he uses his time leap ability again and realizes that every time he uses it, the ability takes some of his vision away. He does multiple time leaps because they fail to protect the ability wielders in all timelines. During some of his leaps, they check the lottery numbers and such to get a massive amount of wealth. On his last time leap, Shinsuke reveals that he will buy an education facility to help the ability wielders. At present, Shinsuke tells Yu to take his ability to go back in time and save Ayumi. Yu does and teleports to a time when Ayumi got sick. He approaches the student council and tells them that Ayumi might be the one they are looking for. He explains the whole time leap situation to Nao, who believes him. Yu then thanks Nao for saving him in the other timeline. Yu uses his ability to plunder to take Ayumi's collapse ability. Next, the student council goes to Ayumi's school to protect her. Jojiro is in a disguise but is caught while Yusa and Nao are surrounded by Yusa's fanboys. Yu hides in a locker where Ayumi was chased by the girl with a knife. As she was about to stab her, Yu intervenes and saves Ayumi while he and Nao scare the girl with their abilities. Yu and Ayumi walk back to their school when Pooh comes and he detects him. Yu reveals that he already knows about everything and goes to the secret hideout along with Ayumi. In the hideout, Shinsuke is happy to meet both of her siblings while Yu explains the whole time leap situation to him. Shinsuke orders his siblings to stay in the building till their abilities go away because a lot of terrorist groups might be after Yu because of his ability. They go to a lab where the scientist Satsumi is also present. They made this lab to cure people of their abilities so no other ability wielders will emerge, but it won't have any effect on people whose abilities have already surfaced. The scientists reveal that people get their abilities from a comet named Charlotte that throws some mysterious dust on Earth which awakens something in humans that lies dormant, causing them to have abilities. The comet first appeared 400 years ago, which created witches in Europe who died afterward due to witch hunts conducted by people. It then appeared 12 years ago, giving abilities to the cast of the Enon. While Yu is playing a game with others, Pooh gets a call and goes with Fubuki, who apologizes to Pooh as he is taking him to a terrorist group that kidnapped his family. Pooh goes there and is beaten by a man. He wakes up tied to a chair. The terrorists continue to beat him up, but he refuses to tell them anything about the others. They then inject a truth serum into him and demand Pooh tells everything to them. When Pooh wakes up, all of his nails and teeth are gone, and the terrorists go to Nao and kidnap her as well. Shinsuke then receives a call from the terrorists who demand Yu in exchange for Pooh and Nao. Shinsuke then talks with Fubuki as well, where Fubuki tells them that he has been spying on them since they created that facility, but Shinsuke says that it wasn't his fault. Yu goes with Fubuki to the terrorists, thinking that if something goes wrong, he will just time leap back, but when he arrives there, he is attacked by a girl who damages his right eye. Due to this, he cannot use time-lapse. After being stabbed again, he collapses and destroys the whole building. The others come and search for Yu, Pooh, and Nao. Yu and Nao are safe while Pooh died while protecting Nao. Shinsuke loses control, realizing that his best friend has died. Yu wakes up in a hospital and remembers the whole incident, causing him to be distressed and collapse again, but is calmed down when Shichino uses an injection on him. Maidamari and Madoki also arrive in the room. Yu is made aware of the death of Pooh and the permanent loss of his right eye. He inquires why his brother isn't here, to which Madoki replied that Pooh was like a brother to him and his death completely broke him. Sometime later, Jojiro comes to check on Yu whilst also bringing some beef tongue curry for him. Jojiro feeds Yu as he cannot eat on his own. He also reveals that Nao will be discharged soon as her injuries were a lot less compared to Yu's. After some time, Yusa also comes to check on Yu, brings her cream stew with her, and proceeds to feed Yu. Yu then requests Misa to come into Yusa's body. Yu encourages Misa to see her parents once again when she has the chance. When Misa goes away, Yu tells Yusa to go book a ticket and fly to his parents. Yusa then creates a food blogging video while eating his parents' cooking on live TV, which Yu was watching when suddenly Misa takes over her body and says that the food is mediocre, but what makes it tasty is the love her parents put into it. Ayumi then arrives bringing omelet rice for Yu, but this time Yu likes it, realizing that the secret ingredient is love after all. He goes to check on his brother, but when he comes back he sees Nao in his room who got discharged. Nao tells him that the only way he can stop all this is to take the ability of everyone, but he has to amass a large amount of willpower and strength, as all those abilities might make him go bad, or he can just take over the whole world with that many abilities. Yu expresses her love for Nao, who says that she will wait for him till he completes his mission. Later, when Yu is about to leave, Nao also gives him flashcards with Japanese to English translations, while Yu gives him a gadget similar to an iPod. Yu arrives in Singapore and takes the ability of a mind reader at first. Upon taking his ability, he uses it to inquire about the person who can locate other ability wielders. He goes to the person and takes his ability, after which he can see every ability wielder on the map. He goes to various countries and takes the ability of every ability wielder in those countries before arriving in Afghanistan. At this point, Yu is famous in the world as the Grim Reaper. There he takes the ability of someone that can worsen disease and also realizes that there are people whose abilities haven't surfaced yet, but will soon, so he uses the ability to worsen their illness and then takes their ability. He also acquires an ability that allows him to not sleep and continue working. One day, while lying in bed, Yu goes insane by the number of voices he hears in his head and collapses and destroys the building. He also fell asleep one day but woke up all bloody, so he decided not to sleep again. He continues to travel from country to country while being more mentally unstable each time he takes an ability. The only thing that keeps him together is the flashcards given by Nao. As he was going through an alleyway, he is shot into the back by a crossbow 2 times, but the last ability wielder comes to his rescue, whose ability is courage. He takes her ability and proceeds to move away before getting shot again. He collapses to the floor but is rescued by Shunsuk, who comes in a helicopter. Yu wakes up in a hospital with Nao sitting alongside the bed. He doesn't remember who Nao is, so Nao reminds him that they love each other and reminds him of the promise he made before he left, whilst also reminding him that they studied in the same class and they also were working in the student council. She also revealed to Yu that she was the one that made those flashcards. Yu, Nao, Jojiro, Yusa, and Ayumi look forward to the memories they will build going forward, since there are no other ability users left in the world. Thank you so much for staying until the end. Make sure to subscribe to any recap for more similar videos. Bye.